Good morning, welcome back to the channel. I hope you have had a blessed weekend. I know I did. I went to Austin to visit my grandson. He is growing. He is so smart. I wish I could see him every day because there's always that area where when I get there, he has to warm up to me, you know, and then we're fine. It's like he remembers, oh, that's my granny. So, and that's because I don't get to see him every day. And that's good. The good thing about that is he will not go to strangers. When I told him, you know, to come to me, he shook his head no, you know, but then eventually when he warmed up to us and he kind of remembered, you know, then we had no issues. But today's video is probably going to be addressing some of the things that's going on and the difference between Generation X and these millennials. And that is, I'm noticing that millennials have a hard time coping with difficult times in their lives. They seem to always think the option is suicide, and that's sad. And just dealing with people in my immediate circle, I have millennials around me. My son is a millennial, and all of these young people, these young adults, these kids are dealing with depression, you know, and I would explain to them, you know, everybody goes through this time period of when they're trying to get established. It seems like nothing goes right. Something always seems to go wrong. You have plans to do certain things with your paycheck, and then all of a sudden your car breaks down. You get a flat tire, or this happens. And, you know, it's disappointing and frustrating. And you seem like every time you take 2 steps forward, you end up getting knocked 4 steps back. And I had to let some of these young people around me know that, like, you're not the only one. We have all gone through this, starting out in our early 20s, you know, but you have to just keep pushing forward. So that kind of dampened my mood. That kind of made me a little sad to hear that they even contemplated suicide. And I give you a Bible reference, which I like to do because I like to always touch on something spiritual to give people hope. You know, when Elijah faced the 400 prophets of Baal and defeated them and showed who was the true God, and called on the children of Israel to wipe out the rest of those prophets, he started running from his life, running from Jezebel, fearing for his life. And he got to the point where he was depressed, and he's like, woe is me, basically crying out to God. Here am I, all alone, the only one standing who have not bowed the knee to Baal. And then God had to let him know, like, no, I have 7,000 prophets that have not bowed the knee to Baal. You are not the only one. You know, dust yourself off, get up, you know, eat. God fed him because he was going to take him on this journey. He fed him by ravens to prepare him for this journey. And also to help battle depression, a good thing is exercise. I know there was a time period in my life when I was depressed, you know, when I moved from California out. I think I was in Oklahoma, which is a whole 180. It was slow. I was real depressed in Oklahoma, but I channeled my depression into school. I finished my degree. I got my accounting degree, so I didn't have time to think about being depressed and being in that state. But eventually, after I got my degree, I transferred from Oklahoma and came to Texas. But a good thing that kept me going, I kept my mind busy with school, and I stayed physical. I always exercised. Even before the military, I was like physical. I played a little basketball in high school, you know, and then from the military, I enjoyed exercising. Even as a kid, I used to watch my brother exercise, and I used to try to exercise with him. You know, even to this day, it's just part of my lifestyle. I exercise maybe 5 days a week. When I was on vacation in Austin just this past weekend, I always try to get a hotel that has a gym. You know, that's how I end my night. I go to the gym. I run 3 miles and walk hills, you know, do cardio for an hour basically. But I try to let these young people know, you know, you are not alone. You have to be strong mentally and physically to battle these times of depression. And suicide is not an option, you know. So, on another note, let's talk about what's going on in this war we're dealing with. Not a physical war, but this information war. Things are coming to a head. We are at the precipice. We are looking over the edge. These wicked people are battling, you know, to try to put fear in people to where they won't stand up and challenge what had taken place in 2020 with this election. But it's not going to work. We see that Durham has pushed out 30 subpoenas for these people to come and testify on what has taken place with the whole Russian collusion hoax and spying on Trump's campaign. All the things that they lied and said Trump was crazy about. Now everything is being revealed. But even to this day, there are still people that are ignorant and do not know what is going on because they have been thoroughly brainwashed. Like I said, I go to work every day, and unfortunately, in our break room, these are the things that they entertain on mainstream media, which push propaganda. And I just listen to them talk and say all these negative things. Meanwhile, they will never go and research to see the things that they are being indoctrinated in, to see if it's even actually the truth, you know. And that's the sad part about it. So I try not to talk with the people at work about politics, because it just will be in one ear and out the other. They think I don't know what I'm talking about, even though I tell them to go research and see what I'm saying. But do you think they do it? No, they don't do it. They just continue on that path. So unfortunately, just like the gospel goes out into all the world, but everybody is not going to be saved, because God gives you the option to accept his free gift or live your life how you please. You know, and that's what we see today. People choose to so-called want to be atheists, but that does not mean that God does not exist and that there is an impending judgment coming when everything is said and done. When that sky part and Jesus come to return to take us home, there's going to be a judgment. The resurrections are going to take place. The resurrection of life and the resurrection of death is going to take place. So whether you choose to put God far from your mind, these things are still going to take place. You know, but people would love to substitute the Bible, the gospel, for all these things that the devil had put before them. They would rather get tarot card readings, go and see these seers, which God has warned us not to do, because these things are of the devil. The devil is sitting there watching, you know, behind the scenes. He knows you. He knows how to tempt you. He's been doing this for a long time. He's just stringing you along. He'll have his seers tell you things and make you believe things, you know, until you are ultimately lost, you know, and there's no turning back, because once you die in that condition, there's nothing else that can be done for you. But while you still alive and have life, you know, and breath in your body, there's an opportunity for you to be saved. And that's why I always try to say something spiritual on this channel, because I know there's a lot of young people that have fallen victim to these things of the occult, you know, the tarot card readings, these crystals, the Palo Santo, the burning of the wood, and all those types of things, and talking about trying to get rid of the bad energy around them. No, you just need to pray. You know, pray that God put a hedge about you, you know, and use your intuition. You know, these are the things that you need to do. But unfortunately, people can't see that they keep stumbling about with these things that the devil have given them. You will never achieve true success, you know, on this path of life. You know, just like I mentioned in the last video, John Bunyan's book, The Pilgrim's Progress, he faced all types of things that tried to prevent him from getting to the celestial city. And that is us. All types of things are being thrown at us. We hear depressing things. We go through depressing things. This walk is not going to be easy. It's not going to be roses. But guess what? That shapes your character. We just have to keep pushing forward, you know, because the things on this earth are temporal. Thank God for your blessings. Thank God for being allowed to live another day, you know, because each day, that's God's long suffering and grace towards us, you know, that we may have another opportunity to get our life right with him. And that's how I'm going to end it. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.